I will start with my syllabus, database management system. I am taking your subject, database management system. I am Dr. Anita Desai. I will start with my today's session. This is the content I will cover today's session. Purpose of the database system, view of the data models, data definition language, data manipulation language, storage management, database administrator, database users, overall structure. So I will cover today only the view, just overview of this content. First, I will start with database management system. What is the meaning of database management system? As you know that everybody is using nowadays digital means online classes and everything, so that will generate the data. So data consists different types of data is generated in a computer. So you want to store somewhere else, so for that purpose you require a database. There are different types of database available in the market. So first we will see what is the meaning of this database, what is the meaning of data. So suppose if you're storing the information about, suppose, student, you want to store the information about student, that is a class, roll number, name of the student, date of joining, then subjects allocated, that the semester, then subjects and subject marks, then again all this data if you want to store, so you require a database. So all these are called as a data, and you are storing in somewhere else, that is a database. So what is the data? Data is a collection of database is a collection of interrelated data. Here if you consider the student information consists of interrelated data, that is a roll number, name, address, mobile number, class, everything. So it is in collection, database is a collection of interrelated data. And to store that data or to access this data, you require some programs. So database management system is a set of programs that is used to access this data, whatever stored in a database. So DBMS, the short form of database management system, is a DBMS. DBMS contain information about a particular enterprise, particular business, or particular, you can say, company. It stores the data about the particular company. So DBMS provides an environment that for it is used for convenience accessing and efficient use of this data, so that you can use it for different purpose. So where actually database is used, it is used in all sectors, in a every business it is used in a database is used. So what are basic database application? There are different applications. Some of them I will explain. One is in banking sector, you can use database. Airline sector, universities also uses the databases. In the sales also you are using the database. Manufacturing or production, it is used in a database, and human resource management. So how these database use in a banking sector? You're doing in a banking sector, everybody is doing some banking transaction, that is depositing money, withdrawal of money, net banking, you're paying the amount through Google Pay or any Paytm. So all these data is stored in a database of the bank server. So you in a bank define the database, and all the data is stored there by these different types of transactions. So to store these all these types of transaction, bank requires the database, and to manage this all the database, banking system requires a database management system. Only bank database system is not required, other applications like network and everything is required, but basic need of this storing all the transaction is you require a database and database management system. Even if you consider airline system also uses the database. What purpose they are using? For reserving the flight, or to cancellation of the flight, then scheduling the flights. That way the airlines companies are using the database. If you consider the universities or colleges, they are using the database for student registration, for exam conducting, for daily attendance calculation, everything. For exam grade calculation, universities are using the database. Then even other companies like manufacturing company or trading company, they are using the database for the sales purpose. Or you can say e-commerce companies like Amazon or Flipkart, they are using databases for tracking the customers to and the products and purchases. Here the database they are using for tracking the customers, products and purchases. Even manufacturing company also uses the database to store the production information, inventories, orders, supply chain management system. Whatever the data required here, they are stored in a database. It is also required to store the database for the human resource. Human resource means personal information like employees records, salaries, tax deduction. So everywhere the database is used. And to access this data, whatever stored in a database, you require a database management system. So in general, you can say database management system is a program or it is a software which is used to access or to store the data in a particular database. So this database system, you can say the mediator between the databases and the users. Without database management system, you cannot store or you cannot access the data from whatever stored in a database. So basic to store the data, you require a database management system. You should know how it works, how data is accessed, how data is stored. So for that purpose, you have to learn this subject, that is a database management system. So we will cover all this concept, how data is stored, what is the meaning of different levels, how different user access the database. Everything we will cover in this syllabus, that is database management system. So what is the purpose of this database management system? Earlier, before the database, there is a data is stored in a file system like text files, word files. All this means before the concept of database. So the database applications were built in maybe in 1970s. So before that, all the data is stored in a file system. So what are the drawback of this file system? The first and most important drawback is data redundancy and inconsistency. What is meaning of data redundancy? There is a repetition of the data stored all over. For example, if you want to consider the student information system for the college, so if they want to store the student information about the admission, exam data and everything. So one data file system may be created in office, one file system may be created by the faculty, one file system may be created by the exam department. So everywhere data is stored, same information, that is roll number, name, class, student name, address, phone number, everything. Everything that same data is stored in different way by the different department. So multiple files created. Exam department may create the file in Excel format. And office will be created a file in a Word format. Even faculty may create the data in different format. So same data is stored in a different way, in a different file format, and that will be the data redundancy. It means data is repeated. Data is repeated and stored in different format. So that is called, you can say, you're storing the data in duplicate format. That is a duplication of information in different files. So that is one of the most drawback of file system. And even if your redundancy is there in a database, that is inconsistent. Means if I want data from the office, I cannot access that data directly because it is not linked with this. These file systems will not link directly with the different departments. So that is an inconsistency within the data. So that is a most you can say drawback of file system. So data redundancy, that is repeatancy and inconsistency, is the one of the most important drawback of the file system, and that is a more advantage of database, you can say. Second drawback of this file system is difficulty in accessing the data. So to access, yes, every department, they store the data in different file format. So to access that data, Yeah, every department need to write the program to access this data, maybe in a different using programming language like C, VB, then everything. So this program is required to write, and that will be carried out by different person. So that is there is a difficulty in accessing the data. Then data isolations. What is meaning of data isolation? I will tell you. Now every department create the student file in different file formats, and that file formats may be different, and that we cannot miss separately it is stored. So there is no linkage between the student information in office, student information in exam, student information in a faculty. There is no linkage. They are separately. They are isolated. There is no linkage there. So that is a data isolation. And then integrity problems. If you want if this student information, if you want to be connect each other, it is not possible with the file system. It is not possible with the file system. So suppose if you want some student information, suppose roll number 15th information you want, whether he has pays fees or not. So faculty need to go to that department and he has to access that one. Or if a faculty want a result of the one student, he has to go to that exam department and access that file system. So there is a no integrity. There is no connection between the data which is stored in a different department. So that is one of the problem, integrity constraint. Second is hard to add new constraints. Naya kuch, if you want to add something new constraints within that file system, it is very difficult. So that's why you need to create that. We have to store the data in a database system, and we have to use the database management system in storing for the purpose of storing the data in a different department or in different companies. Again, next drawbacks of the file system is atomicity update. If you consider the data stored in a manufacturing company, sales department, or you can say stock department, inventory department, they want to check the stock of any product, suppose P1, at the time of suppose at 11 o'clock. Suppose P1 product has 100 quantity at 11 o'clock. Then after 5 minutes, there may some quantity may be sold, but that is not displayed in a file system directly because you need to update that one. But if you are using the database system, it will be automatically updated whenever there is a sales. So that type of drawback is called as the atomicity of update. In this, there is a failure that may lead to database in an inconsistent state without a partial update. That is called a partial update of the site. Example is transfer of fund from one account to another should either be completed or miss. If you are transferring some amount from one account to another account, if account is deduct from one account, it should be stored in that account. If it is not stored in a second account, it should not be deducted from the first account. So that is possible within the database, but is not possible within the file system. That is the most of the drawback of the file system. Next drawback of file system is concurrent access by multiple files, multiple users. Multiple users cannot access single file if you are storing the data in a file system. I want to take the information from the college office about the students. I have to go there and I have to check. I cannot check that within my computer, which is linked with the network. So we cannot, multiple users cannot access same data at a time. That is a concurrent access of multiple users. So concurrent access need to be performed. So that is not possible with the file system. So two people reading a balance and updating it same time, it is not possible with the file system, but it is possible with the database system. There is also security problems with the file system. Some data, sensitive data, can be read by any other user because it has not given right for that. So that's why these are the drawbacks of the file system. You need to use everywhere databases for storing all the types of information, all types of data in a database. So database system offers the solution for all these above problems. like security problem, concurrent access problem, atomicity problem, or you can say integration problem, data isolation problem, data accessing problem, or uh, uh, redundancy problem. All these problems will be solved with the help of database system. So we have seen still now what is the use of database. Now we will see what are the levels of the databases. There are basically three levels of any database, any type of database: physical level, logical level, and view level. This physical level describes how records or data is stored in a hard disk, in a server, whether it is stored in a blocks, how many size of blocks, in a binary format. You have to create the database, you have to show the path, everything will be explained in a physical level. How it is stored in a binary format in a hard disk, that will be explained with the help of physical level of the database. If you consider the logical level of the database, it describes the data to be stored in a database, means in a which format you want to store. It is generally rows and columns format. So what is the relation between different tables, data, everything will be explained in a logical level. For example, if you have customer data consists of the fields like name, street, street is address, then city, everything. And other database is account data. Account database consists of account number, customer ID, and customer name. So this customer database and account database need to be linked. There is a relationship. So that relationship is maintained and it will be shown in a logical level of the database. And the third level of the database is view level. This view level database is displayed by the any other users, that is end users. Like you can view the data about the reports in a web-based applications. You can get the data about the report, different types of reports, salary report, then reports like a statement print in the passbook. Everything is a view level database. So these three levels of the database is displayed in a diagrammatical way. Physical level, it is just it is a last level of the database. That is it is stored in a hard disk. How data is to be stored in a hard disk, it is explained with the help of physical level. Second is a logical level. Here data is stored in terms of rows and formats, and the view 1, 2, 3 are these are the views. It will be displayed with the help of either websites or different banking applications. Any type of application you can say, it is displayed with the help of these views. That is a view level. Next is instance and schemas. So this is just like how data you are storing, in which format data you are storing, what are the different variables that is used in a programming language. Depends upon that, there are different schemas. So generally it is logical structure, physical schema, and there are basically two types of schema: physical schema and logical schema. So physical schema is a database design at the physical level. This is used in a physical level, and the database design of the logical schema is in logical level. So I will go in detail about this in the next session, but you should know the schema is used to display the logical structure of the database. For example, database consists of information like customer, set of customers, accounts, relation between them. It is explained with the help of schema. And physical data independent means there is this will explain or to modify the physical schema without changing the logical schema. You can use the physical schema. So I'll explain in detail about this in the next lecture. So next about the data models.